Fam, let's start off. A lot of things going on. You got some things that I think are not going to happen, but I would love to see this take place. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think people need to push for it to happen. I think people are angry enough to continue to protest until it does. So the ACLU of Minnesota announced that the Minneapolis City Council members announced that their intent is to disband the Minneapolis Police Department and invest in community-led public safety. Obviously, we're going to have to follow along and make sure that this goes through, make sure what are the parameters, what's going to be discussed. I mean, this isn't going to happen overnight. But the fact that this is even happening is a big deal because, we're in California and that hasn't happened yet. And we're going to talk about what's been happening, why the police have backed up, because this is a big deal. People are marching the streets by the thousands, right? And so obviously something is working, and something is happening here. I have never seen that many people in the streets in my time in LA. And LA is a city where you protest. There's a lot of protests going on. There's a lot of activism. So like this has been like the first time that I've seen something like this. And I think people are angry enough and people are still suffering economically. So there's a lot of that anger and that angst in there. So just a little bit to kind of talk about it a little bit more, the Minneapolis City Council members want to focus on this community-led type of public safety, which is something I agree with. I think we need disarmed police. We need people that are going to really be about the community, kind of like when I got my bag stolen from my car. That kind of policing that isn't like heavily armed and isn't ready to like kill somebody. That's why the police are there, to serve the community. They're not necessarily there to like, throw rubber bullets on protesters. And just a summary, on Sunday afternoon, a veto-proof majority of the Minneapolis City Council members announced their commitment to disbanding the city's embattled police department, which has endured relentless criticism in the wake of the police killings of George Floyd and unarmed black men on May 25th. And they said, quote, "We're here because if we hear you, we are here today because of George Floyd was killed by the Minneapolis police. We are here in Minneapolis and in cities across the United States. It is clear that our existing system of policing and public safety is not keeping our community safe." That was Minneapolis City Council President Lisa Bender on Sunday. "Our efforts at incremental reform have failed," period. Okay, wow. So this is what they're saying. And it's a bit, to get the city council to do anything in general is a big deal. We know the LA City Council here is like,
yeah. We know the Pasadena City Council saw him the other day. Really, really, you see what money they get and, how, police unions, whatnot, and you wonder why there's a lot of situations happening when it comes to police brutality. However, once again, I'm really skeptical about this, fam. This is something big, and I know a lot of law enforcement junkies out there or politicians who stand behind law enforcement, especially in the state of Minnesota, will not let this go unchecked. They're going to push back. So they're going to try to buy off city council members, string them a certain way. So it's interesting to see what happens. This is a step in a great direction if we get something like this, because I don't believe we should defund the police. I believe we should demilitarize the police. Yeah. I say keep them funded, but make them train twice as long, get more peace officers out there, teach them all the keto, so they can get somebody down and not kill somebody, no more choking, all that stuff. Train these police officers heavily, because if a lawyer has to go to law school for 6 years or whatever it is, and a police officer has to go to school for 6 weeks, that's imbalance of our law and order, right? Okay, the policemen enforce the law, the lawyers go to court on it. So I am very optimistic if something like this can get put through, but I don't want to get bamboozled again, because I think I got bamboozled on the knee thing, right? A lot of people have been contacting me personally, say, "Pasta, I can't believe that knee thing got you, man." So when they put a statement out there, so they say this stuff that's going on where they're going to possibly defund the police and get rid of them and create their own type of, I guess, sheriff's kind of department, but call it a different way, a public safety way. I'm just not so sure it's going to happen, fam.
Yeah, I think we're going to see resistance by the police, obviously. But I think there's a lot of people out there. Right now, the people in favor of reform outnumber the people who are in power. That's the thing you have to look at, is the number, the pressure. People are going to continue protesting, I 100% believe, until this happens. One, a lot of people are out of work. The economy is shit. So people are not just protesting because of police brutality. They're showing what happens when you're not taking care of your community in general. So the Black Lives Matter LA and the ACLU, going along with this, have filed a lawsuit over our curfew orders, because if you guys recall, we kept having curfew, and that was actually unlawful because people were peacefully protesting. We also had heavily militarized police, the National Guard. We had people with armed rifles at the top. Tina interviewed a gentleman that was shot, and it turned out it wasn't a rubber bullet. It was a more lethal version of a rubber bullet. And then there were people on the roofs with their guns pointed at peaceful protesters. All of this is coming back to hunt the LAPD. And the ACLU, of course, is behind that. So is the Black Lives Matter LA. Yep. And I'm very happy a lot of the protesters who have been hurt by the police are suing the police department as well. Yep. They should answer to that, because going to the hospital and having all these bills and just even the process, it's traumatizing once you're out there. And anybody that hasn't experienced that, it really changes you in a way. And so I think this is all just, and this is all a pressure of the protests too, and the movement, and having independent media too, because I don't know about other independent journalists, but I know myself, Tina, and others have been asked about giving people videos, because we're on there. We're not just like using a helicopter. We actually go out there and we're filming things, and we're talking to people. So
let me ask you a question. It says LA County Sheriff will no longer enforce curfews. Officials say decision not linked to the ACLU lawsuit. Do you think it has anything to do with Villanueva kind of making a decision on this? Alex, I mean once again, he has his criticism. There are criticisms when it comes to Mr. Villanueva, but it seems to me like maybe he's listening. I don't want to get duped by another police officer fan.
I think officials say that, but I think it's PR. I think it definitely has a lot to do. They're backing off in general. I mean, I just haven't seen that many of the protests, even during protest hours. They're just backing off in general because they know they got a lot of shit coming. People just have videos everywhere. We spoke about it last night in the Black Lives Matter protest. There was multiple people speaking. It was such a huge protest, so I'm sure there were different sections. But where we were, they talked about how now everybody has a phone. So the police can say whatever they want, but everybody has a phone, and people are catching what they're doing.
He actually said that in the press conference. It's a different type of accountability nowadays. He goes, can you imagine if this stuff took place 30 years ago,
even just
we wouldn't be able to
90s.
find the bad apples.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? It is a good move. I'm glad they are. These were draconian curfews. That was what was said in the other article, and I kind of agree with that. Whatnot. It's against our civil liberties, but once again, hiding under the influence or the COVID-19, they can do a lot of things. They can kind of really infringe on our civil liberties and enact these martial laws and get away with it. And they did. Can you imagine all these people who were jailed right now, how they got out? How, what I'm saying? And once again, I think the whole argument is like, hey, listen, you don't care about COVID since you're out there marching, you're out there protesting, so we don't care. We're going to throw you in a cell. But then again, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits coming. And I think the LA sheriff realized that. I think he might have even got a nudge from Mr. Gavin Newsom over there and said, hey, listen, we got to shut these curfews down because they're going to really come back and haunt us. They're going to bankrupt the state. They're going to have a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's not convenient for them.
Poopy Cake says, great work, fam.
Thanks, fam.
And guess who's in the house? Great White Shark. Thank you, Great White Shark. We love you. Fam.
So, remember the video of the 75-year-old man? We showed it on a couple shows ago. He was pushed by police officers. His name was Martin Guagino. Is that Italian? The 75-year-old. The 75-year-old man who was shoved to the ground by the two Buffalo police officers was attacked by them as he was attempting to return a dropped police helmet. So there's a picture of him trying to return this police helmet. And then there's also the picture of him being thereafter he was, on the ground that we showed before. So
he was trying to give guy back his helmet?
Yeah.
And so it was like an old man out there, and oh my God. And then when he pushed him on the ground, I saw he was bleeding and everything. Yeah. What happened to him right now?
Well, he's fine, but he's a well-known activist in his community. It'd be like they pushed somebody real I don't know, in our community that's really old, and we in your community, who the activists are, who are the people that are always out there doing the things. So it's really sad that they did this, and it's again, here's accountability. They have cameras on the guy.
Yeah.
People were taking pictures. Same thing with George Floyd. People took pictures when they were saying, oh, he was resisting arrest. Turns out the guy wasn't resisting arrest at all. So
yep.
That's a huge part of the accountability that we're seeing.
I just threw up that Twitter for you right there. By the way, hi Holly Horn over on the Rockfin. If you haven't signed up for the Rockfin, ROKFIN. Go over there. It's free right now. Check us out on the Rockfin. Great platform. Fam, what's going on in Philly? Motown?
So yeah, I just wanted to show helicopter footage of how big the protest was in Philly. And that was yesterday. Yeah.
It says June 6th, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, okay.
2 days ago, Saturday.
Hard to keep track of days.
32.3 million views is a lot of people there, fam. That is crazy.
It's a lot of people in Philadelphia. And, I just wanted to show also, yesterday, Johnny, myself, and Eva, we attended the protest in Hollywood, California. Now, I hadn't been to a protest in Hollywood. I'd been to West Hollywood, Beverly Hills area. And this one was the biggest one of the biggest ones, maybe comparatively to the LA one.
That was ridiculous, yeah.
This one had about 20,000 people, and there was just so much good energy, so many good vibes, zero violence. There's Johnny with a megaphone. And Johnny Megaphone.
I missed it. Johnny Megaphone? Damn. John, what were you saying?
Look at this sign. The real thugs
are on Wall Street.
Fam. The real thugs are on Wall Street.
That's the truth, man.
Yeah, fam.
Fam, what did you say? Johnny, what did you say on the megaphone yesterday? Nothing?
Well, he was just chanting. And so there's a picture of the 20,000 people in LA from a helicopter. And then we have a couple things of footage, one from CBS, where you guys can see, similar to the Philadelphia, you guys can see the just how big it was.
Desmond Shaw live overhead in Sky 2 with more. Desmond, this has to be one of the biggest protests we've seen in the last couple of days.
Yes, definitely here in the Los Angeles area, Sarah. Now, LAPD actually just did a crowd estimate for us from their helicopter overhead. They say they think there's 20,000 people here on Hollywood Boulevard. This is going to span from La Brea all the way up to just about Las Palmas. As I tilt up, I'll show you just how many people are really incredible. They're kind of pouring down onto Highland as well. And the good news here from our understanding is that this has been completely peaceful as well. We haven't heard about any problems with this. The problem perhaps is just hopefully all of these people all packed together, of course, in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Certainly a concern, but a peaceful protest out here. People really making their presence felt on Hollywood Boulevard this evening. Chris and Sarah.
Okay.
Toby Funk. Give me a break. Come on, Toby Funk. Did you see that comment?
No, I didn't.
He says that George Floyd was in cahoots with the cops making counterfeit money. Not saying he deserved to die, blah, 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 but come on. I mean, come on. What? No, look, we don't talk about it. George Floyd was poor. Poor. Was trying to get money or fake money, whatever he was alleged of, to get food. He died because he was poor and because he was black.
That's the thing. The system of oppression, the police always tackles poor people in general the most. And then, of course, a lot of people of color and black people are poor. So it's all part of it. They're both arms of the oligarchy.
Yeah,
this is all goes back to the arms of the oligarchy, and capitalism, in my opinion, is what allowed that to happen. Unfettered, with completely no, just not enough regulations of these corporations and these oligarchs. They can do what they want.
And that's true fascism. When the corporations run the state, that's true fascism. The way they suppress our voices, that's true fascism. And the whole thing is that we can't, it is highly rooted in racism, but we can't stop there because it's more than racism. It's about authoritarianism. It's about imperialism. It's so much more going into this whole thing. Funds these people. Who makes these rules? We got to bring them all down. We got to bring down
the oligarchy.
The whole system, the oligarchy. You know what I'm saying?
So, we have a bit of a video that Miss Eva made that was really good. It just shows like a summary of what we saw yesterday, some powerful speeches. It was just a beautiful protest.
But now I know, shit. I know I'm able to carry on. You got it, brother. You got it. It's been a long. It's been a long. I want y'all to say. Long time running. Oh, today, man in the mirror. You know. Change. So when you see me and my black skin, and my wide nose, and my thick lips, and my locked hair, you gotta see you gotta see yourself. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. I said no woman. No woman, no cry. Let me hear. Oh no. I said no woman.
Breathe in. Woo. Let it fall out. Yeah. And one more, just breathe in. And let it fall out.
You can have peaceful, organized confrontation for productive results, eternal change. You can't tell me to fucking go home when my people in Ferguson, Missouri walked 5 weeks, day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night. We don't fucking go home when they tell us to. No justice, no peace. I was doing my shit a lot in Beverly Hills. Why? Capitalism, right there. They had 12 p.m. curfews all the way up until curfew was broken. That's why I said the first day after curfew was broken, let's fucking go to Beverly Hills, wake their rich asses up. They're protecting the rich people. They don't want us to hear this. So running around Hollywood and downtown, that's great. But Beverly Hills needs to hear us. We need to be doing this in Beverly Hills all night. I was in Beverly Hills till 3 a.m. with 150 protesters screaming and screaming and screaming.
And that was my favorite part too, because he understands that the rich people are all the power. I mean, we noticed that how cops were protecting the areas like Beverly Hills, Garcetti's house. We notice who they protect. They don't really care as much about the poor people or you protesting in a poor area of downtown LA, but wait till you protest in Beverly Hills. Those people complain about a train being built under them, let alone having a bunch of low-class plebs of protesters out there. So I think we need to make these people uncomfortable. I am all for protesting at these rich people's houses. I'm up for protesting at the people who hold power, like the politicians. That's the next step. That's what needs to happen. And I love that he mentioned capitalism, because that is the problem right now that we have.
Fam, it's about crony capitalism.
It's capitalism, fam. I'm sorry.
I know.